It's my great pleasure to open this international conference on dynamical systems, celebrating the 60th birthday of my colleague and friend Marcelo. So the first time I heard of Marcelo was in the 19th. I was not yet at IMPA, and my master advisor, Maria Eulalia Vares, which is a probabilist, told me that she was extremely happy, she was very excited that Marcelo decided to stay at IMPA. And, well, I didn't understand at that time her excitation about that. It took me like 20 years to understand it. When you hire someone at an institute like IMPA, you expect this person to produce mathematics of high quality, but also maybe to teach, to supervise students, and if possible, to take part in the administration. And Marcelo, in these 30 years, has been extremely efficient in all these areas. So I looked at this morning at his CV. He had 40 students, PhD students. This is quite impressive. He's also a very good teacher. I remember that when we started a master in finance, we invited him to give the first course, just to be sure that it was a good decision to open a master in finance at IMPA. We wanted his opinion on the students. On administration, and this is what I will talk more because I will leave to his first students to talk about his academic contribution. Well, he has been appointed a director at IMPA 7 years ago, and I've been his deputy director, so I followed very closely his contribution, and I'm very impressed. In these meetings, well, I'm very, very impressed about his memory. He's able to remember essentially all small details in his previous talks on the history of IMPA, on previous conversation or decisions. And so nowadays I do not prepare myself anymore to these meetings because I'm sure Marcelo will take care of everything much better than I could do it. He's also tenacious. So you probably know that we are trying to build a new campus very close to IMPA. And I must say that I would have given up a long time ago because there are so many constraints, so many opposition to this project that I thought it would be impossible to go ahead to find the money to build. And Marcelo insisted on that, and apparently it will work out. So we owe that to Marcelo undoubtedly. Marcelo also created in these last years the Institute PI, which is proposing that IMPA to invest in applied mathematics to give a better contribution to the society by trying to build together with, well, essentially all type of companies showing that how real applied mathematics can be beneficial for both parts. And I'm sure that Center PI will have a very important contribution to give to Brazil in the next years. And this is also, we owe that to Marcelo to implement and to promote this new center, this new direction of mathematics at IMPA. Marcelo has also been, you probably know, president of the Brazilian Math Society, has a very important role in the UMAUCA at IMU. So I think that now I understand Maria Eulalia's excitation when 30 years ago she told me that, well, she was very happy that Marcelo was staying at IMPA and not leaving our institute. So with that, I wish to Marcelo a very happy birthday, and I'm sure that in 10 years from now, we will be commemorating, celebrating his 70th anniversary at the new building with plenty of applied mathematics in the audience. So thank you, Marcelo.
Welcome, everyone. It's really a pleasure and an honor for me also to be part of this group of people who are honoring Marcello, and of all of you who also are part of this. So I wanted to just give a very brief overview of some of the achievements that Marcello has had in his first 60 years. And I'm sure that in another 60 we will be here again talking about the next 60. And as you can imagine, really the first 60 years of Marcello are about a life dedicated to mathematics. Oops, no, sorry. That was a mistake. As you can see, he sometimes goes wild in the nightclubs. Yeah?
Stefan is also around there. He doesn't show up, but he is there.
Sorry, this was supposed to be the photo. This is the next morning, you know, it's he recovers very quickly. And so really, sorry, I need to get up because I need to look at the slides as well. So really, when I was thinking about looking at what Marcello has done in these years, there's really one main question. As a mathematician, you've got to start with the open problems, right? And really my main question is, Marcello, where do you get your energy? And I cannot answer. Maybe it is from the good food and the good wine, but I think it's more likely that it's from the love and support of your beautiful wife that surely contributes to this. And the fact remains is that Marcello has a tremendous amount of energy, as Claudio has already said, and persistence. Research-wise, he needs no introductions, really. He's got 60 publications and counting. If we just look at the really top of these publications, just in the top mathematics journal already, they hardly fit into a slide. So it is an extremely impressive research production that continues. He has been extremely active in the dissemination of mathematics. He has written 4 books, all of which are really fantastic and have become reference books, fundamental textbooks for everyone learning these subjects. But that's not enough. You know, what really is, I find completely astonishing, is that he also has a weekly column in the Folha de São Paulo, one of the biggest daily newspapers in Brazil. Every week he comes up with a new topic of popular mathematics to explain mathematics to people, and I think that is just outstanding. As Claudio said, he's had more than 40 PhD students and counting. There's also many more students that he has advised in an informal way and helped, so really the real count is bigger. Counting his descendants, the students of students, it goes over 94. He's had 20 MSc students, so really an amazing effort in training and supervising, and I think all his students are really grateful for the guidance he's done. I am first in having benefited from this. He has received a large number of prizes and distinctions. I cannot go through all of them, but you can just see some of them here. And this is the Ramanujan Prize, when he received the Ramanujan Prize at ICTP, but there's many other very prestigious prizes, the Louis D. Scientific Grand Prize, and so on. He has a large number of prestigious positions and distinguished memberships, including the World Academy of Science, various academies of sciences, and president of various mathematical societies in the past. So it really boggles the mind to see how all these things can have been produced simultaneously at the same time. So that's about his scientific work. And just on a little more personal note, I would like to say that I really feel very honored and privileged to have been able to know Marcello as a mentor when I was a PhD student, as a collaborator, as a co-organizer of many scientific activities at ICTP and elsewhere, and also as a personal friend. And I just wanted to share with you a few snapshots here. This is in the 1990s when I was a PhD student. I met Marcelo together with these other guys, and it was really such a fantastic way of entering the world of dynamical systems, to be so inspired by him and Jean-Christophe Yokos, Yasha Sinai, Yaakov Sinai, and Jakob Pallis. We then met several times when I was in Imperial College in the 2000s. This is in my office, and we were working on some papers. Several times, of course, at Trieste, at ICTP. In 2014, we co-organized a school in Senegal. We were both there, and Khadim was there, who is also now on the faculty and IMPA. He has really an amazing sense of hospitality, and this is once, several years ago, when I came with my students, Sina, Marx, and Kadim, and his students, Yaya, all international students from Uzbekistan, Turkey, Senegal, and we were invited to his house for the churrasco. That was fantastic. And most important of all, our encounters in Rio de Janeiro, and which have always been and will be and hopefully will continue to be. So thank you so much, Marcelo. It's really been fantastic. And for the next 60 years, I feel like I would need to have a caipirinha and raise a toast here. We will do that on Wednesday. And so I would like to pass the word to my fellow students of Marcelo, Isabel Rios and Jose Alves. Thank you.
Well, is it working? Can you hear me? Okay. I am not going to talk too much. And I would like just to talk a little bit about my experience as a student of Marcelo. I took the first classes with him 30 years ago, 1992. He was replacing Professor Sotomayor in a differential topology course. And it was his classes were really great, and they are inspiration for me until now. At some point when I was under his advisory, he had 9 students at the same time. So Fridays would be the day when he would receive his students at his office. And so he would stay from, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. talking to his students. And I would come every day with a very smart reasoning for solving some problem. And he usually would destroy my proofs with one example, one very simple example, usually just one fixed point. And then we talks about this very simple way of solving things that he has until now. So I admire him a lot because of that, too, among other things. And you see, Fridays were the days when he would receive us. So by Tuesday or Wednesday, we would be very anxious because usually we didn't have anything to tell him on Friday. So until nowadays, my Tuesday and Wednesdays are very, well, I have to do something by the end of the week. So I would like to welcome you all and wish us all a very nice week for this celebration of Marcelo's birthday. Happy birthday, Marcelo, and thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. As a co-organizer, I must also say something about Marcelo. I will focus more on some biographical aspects. Well, first of all, it's hard to believe we are here to celebrate the 60th birthday of Marcelo. It seems like yesterday, the first time I met him, and he was under 30 years old. Time passes very fast. So this is part of the surprise for being here already. But mainly, the surprise is that he always told me, he didn't want this kind of celebration of 60th birthday. But I'm happy he changed his mind. Recently, I would say 1 or 2 years ago, I realized that he changed his mind, and I was very happy because of that. I believe that some of you don't know that besides being Brazilian, he is also Portuguese. Well, from time to time, people are surprised, well, he's also Portuguese. Yeah, he's also Portuguese. He's Brazilian because he was born in Brazil, where his parents were living at the time, but he's Portuguese by ancestry. His parents were Portuguese. His brothers were born in Portugal when they were back there. So he attended the primary and secondary school in a town more or less 30 kilometers north of Porto. The town is called Póvoa de Varzim. And he did his degree studies at the University of Porto. Then fate wanted him to come to IMPA to do his PhD, and to the city where, by coincidence, the city he was born. Well, to my great luck, he returned to Porto after completing the PhD, and where he had reserved a position at the university. Those days was very easy to find positions, not only because of his high quality, but times have changed a lot. It coincided, I was in my, at the end of my first semester of the scholar part of the master. I still didn't know which area to study, to choose for my dissertation. And Marcelo gave their seminar, and straight away I decided it was dynamical system. You may guess why. His talks are always high quality. He always makes things seem so simple that we want to do that. Of course, he cheats a bit, but, well, you know that. Okay, well, so he co-supervised my master with my present colleague, Maria Carvalho, and he referred me to IMPA after that. And again, by great luck, he decided to continue his career here at IMPA, and to choose me for the first student of his. I don't think I was the first choice as student. I think Isabel started first, but I was number one finishing. Well, I guess some of you, well, my life was much simpler than yours at that time. Well, so I guess some of you will know that there's a long-running dispute between me and Stefano over who was the first student of Marcelo. I always thought it was me, and I still do. And but at a certain moment, I realized when that math genealogy project appeared, I realized that Stefan was there with a doctorate date prior to mine, of course. He's older than me. And at the first occasion, I asked Marcelo, what happened? Am I not your student number one? And he said, of course you are student number one. Stefan is number 0. From this answer, you can see the quality of Marcelo as a mathematician. Okay, anyone who knows Marcelo knows he's very kind, very polite, very diplomatic. Maybe some of you don't know he also has a good dose of madness. That madness that only the most healthy people have, mentally healthy people have, of the good one, I would say. And to better illustrate what I mean, I could, for instance, refer back in Hillerød, Denmark, on a sunny night of June, at the karaoke in Café Luiz, Marcelo singing that Frank Sinatra hit "My Way," just a little bit out of tune, just a little bit. There are memories. Or bathing in the Sea of Leblon late in the evening, after a good dinner with a lot of beer and with no bathing clothes around. Well, also an interesting experience. Or his hang gliding flights at Pedra da Gávea, here Pedra Bonita, here in Rio. Well, or his journey in the forest in Burgundy to pick mushrooms and eat them, and going to the hospital. But he was with specialists. It was not his fault. It was the madness was not his. Anyway, I'm telling all this just for you to realize that we are dealing with a scientist of the highest quality, but also a very interesting human being. Happy birthday, Marcelo. Many years ahead, and we all want to be back here in 2032. Thank you.
So we just have one last surprise, and one thing that Ze perhaps forgot to mention is that Marcelo is our not only has taught us dynamical systems and so many other things, but he's also our master caipirinha maker. And we would like to show you a little documentary on this.
Yep. Is everyone ready?
Yeah.
Are you comfortable now?
Yes.
So, this is volume 1 and only of how to make a caipirinha. Okay? So, first step, you take a lime. We ran out of limes, but you just pretend there's a lime here. Okay?
Yeah.
It's a green, nice lime. You wash it.
Excuse me, Marcel, can I just ask a question?
Yeah.
Have you had a caipirinha this evening by any chance?
See, this is the final product.
How many have you had?
A half.
Do you feel capable of...
Fine.
No, everything is fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Carry on.
So now we take the lime and
Yes.
we slice it.
Oops. Yes.
You have to have a good knife. You slice it like this.
Like that?
Now you have
Okay.
to slice
Yeah.
and you put them here.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Horizontally.
Horizontally is important.
Now, this is sugar.
Sugar.
You pick a spoon of sugar,
Yeah.
about this,
This much. Okay.
Okay.
Lovely.
and you put it inside.
I think Marcelo has another Mestier waiting for him.
And this is absolutely fundamental.
It's
I
a
have to
tomato.
say, these are terribly hard to find.
Socador.
Yes. They are very hard to find, and I have to say this was acquired in an illegal way.
It's for soaking the dough?
And you just press the inside, see the inside of the lime slices, not
Yes.
the skin.
I think you missed the cue there. We want to know how that was obtained.
Illegally.
Can't get away with that. But how
Illegally.
exactly?
Now you bring in ice cubes.
Ice cubes.
Ice cubes from the fridge. We ran out of ice cubes also. So
We
here are
pretend.
the ice
Okay,
cubes.
okay.
You just put like 4 or 5 ice cubes. It depends on the size, really. Now comes the main part.
Well, let's have a look at the label, can we? Because this is a rather special cachaça.
Yeah, you don't have to use. I mean,
Vamos
this is reserved for very good friends. I mean, this is special.
Okay, well, we better
Usually,
focus on that
We
then.
don't use this stuff, huh? And quantities.
Yes,
I use this as portion
yes.
device, and I would use about 2 of these, but it depends really.
2
on-
shots.
2 shots, yes. Now, Oh, sorry.
You put that in there.
And then,
This is a cocktail shaker, Marcelo.
yeah, regular cocktail shaker. Like
Okay.
from any,
You look like a regular
any
cocktail shaker, I
place.
must say.
just around the corner. You
Okay.
shake it,
Yeah,
you open it, you pour the contents into the glass,
yeah.
and that's it.
But you forgot one crucial,
I have
crucial.
my grand finale that you
Okay.
have just ruined. Huh? Yes, please go ahead. Ask your question.
No,
That's what we are here
the
for.
crucial part of this recipe is to drink it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I'd just like to say that if anyone wants a personal demonstration here, we also have all the ingredients, maybe during the coffee break. Okay, so let's give one last applause. And I think we will take a little break and have the first talk will start in 15 minutes, right?